Okay, I think we're live. Yep. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Hangout for the Data Science in Stratified Healthcare course on Coursera. My name is Ariti Manataki. I'm one of the course organizers. You probably recognize me, but this is a different type of session, so we'll tell you about that in a minute. Maybe you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. And I'm Frances Wong, and I'm the other course instructor for this MOOC. And you've also seen me in the lecture videos. And you?
And I'm Mi-Hong Wang, and I'm one of the teaching assistants of the course, and I've been looking at the forum so far, and I'm one of the currently a PhD student in Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm. And is your PhD somehow related to the topics that we see in the course?
Yes, so my project is working of the modeling of stem cells. So we captured images of stem cells, so I worked a little bit about image processing.
Excellent. And how about yourself, Frances? Is your background somehow related to what we cover in the course?
Yes, my background is slightly different from yours already. So I come from more of a biomedical background, where I've done biomedical research. So I have more of a background in medical genetics and genomics, and I've done some biomedical imaging as well. Mm-hmm. And I've worked on Atlas-based biomedical databases, so that involves online resources.
Excellent. And my background is more in informatics, so computer science, artificial intelligence, and really my area of expertise is in process modeling, with a focus on healthcare processes. So this is actually a topic that we see in week 4, and this is my favorite one, very objectively.
We all have our own favorites.
So what is the plan for today? What is this Hangout? So the Hangout is an opportunity for us to get together and just discuss a few of the topics that are related to the course. So it's not going to last too long, maybe about 20 to 30 minutes. And we're going to cover things like, what discussions there are in the forums, remind you what we've seen in the course and what is coming up next. We'll answer some frequently asked questions, and what else? We'll also give you some tips and tricks to do with programming. So yeah, that's it, and we'll go ahead. So we'll start with a course recap, just to remind you what we've seen so far in the course. So we're currently in week 4 of the MOOC. So far we've had a look at, you've been introduced to some basics in programming with the use of Python. You've seen what sequence processing is and some methods in this area. We've looked at medical image analysis, and I think one of the programming tasks there was to do with medical imaging. So you've seen things like segmentation and registration. And then in week Now, if you've watched the interview in week 1, the interview with Andrew Morris, you might be familiar with what the FAR is. So it's a collaboration. So the FAR Scotland is a collaboration between different universities in Scotland and NHS, National Services Scotland. So this is the building where we're based, and hence FAR Edinburgh.
Yes.
Excellent. So how about discussions in the forums? You've been having a look at what is going on in the discussion forums, yeah?
Yeah, so we've been looking at the discussion forum, and many thanks for everybody's participations, and many thanks for everybody's contributions. And also we are looking for more people can join our discussions in the forum, and no matter you just wanna like share, ask your questions, or just share your information with others, or just you can help each other also, which would be very great. And also even just have a chat and getting to know each other. And in the Meet and Greet forum, we can see people from all over the world, which is amazing. And for example, we have Bart and Petra from Netherlands. We have Jamie from United States. We have Louis from Ireland. And we also have people from Colombia or India, all around the world. And also in the forum, we saw people help each other. For example, Sinas, sorry if I made a mistake here. Sinas asked a question about segmentations of white matters or gray matters in image processing. And in this case, Fia gave a very great answer. And many thanks to Fia, sorry. And also, like several days ago, Arati proposed a gazing game to test our understanding of supervised or unsupervised machine learning. And we are really looking for more people can join our discussions, and or even just chat. We don't need to be very serious in the forum. Just have a chat and say your idea and talk to others, sharing ideas. It would be great.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. So I have to say we're really excited to see what else is going to be, what other contributions there might be in the forum. So it's one of the, I think it's one of the elements of the course that we think can be the most fun. So we're really looking forward to your contributions.
And it's a community for everyone.
Mm-hmm. So shall we move on to some frequently asked questions then?
Sure. So I think I've got about 2 or 3 frequently asked questions for you. And the first one is about learners who are concerned about not completing the course. So if you feel that you need a bit more time, don't worry about this because you can rejoin the next session. So if you're in the middle of the course and something comes up and you're too busy to complete the course by the end of week 5, don't worry because you can just rejoin the next session.
And all the work that you have done by that time will be carried over to the next session.
Yes, absolutely. So you don't have to start from week 1 again. Another frequently asked question is about the weekly quizzes. And although there are deadlines for these weekly quizzes, these are not like hard deadlines. So if you take a bit longer to do them, that's fine. The only real hard deadline within this MOOC is the peer assessment deadline at the end of the course. And this brings me nicely on to the final frequently asked question, which is about the peer assessment at the end of this course. So first of all, I wanted to say, please don't worry about it because it's nothing to be scared of. It's actually more of an opportunity for you to write down, your own thoughts and opinions on precision medicine and stratified healthcare and data science. So the main question is that it's a peer-reviewed assessment. So what this means is that you write your essay and you submit it, and then your essay is marked by 3 of your classmates. And so this means that your mark will be averaged between 3 of these. And this also means that you will have an opportunity to mark essays from your classmates as well. So there are some strict deadlines for these. The current ones are that you have to submit your essay by the 3rd of June. And this is Pacific Daylight Time. And then you've got to mark your classmates' essays by the 6th of June.
Excellent. So let's move on to another type of frequently asked questions, which is to do with programming, because we know that many of you do not have a technical background. Most of you presumably have more of a healthcare expertise and want to learn more about data science. And well, first of all, just to clarify that this course does not require you to have any programming background or knowledge beforehand. And at the same time, it is not a programming course. So you're not going to be a competent advanced programmer by the end of the 5 weeks. That's not what this is about. So the whole idea is to give you an opportunity to try your hand in programming, see some concrete examples of the topics that we see in the course. So more of a hands-on approach. So how do we approach a programming task or the programming process? And the tips I'm going to share with you are, practices that professionals follow as well. Okay, it's not just for novices. So first of all, the first thing that people do when programming is break down the problem in smaller parts. So for instance, if you've been given a data set and you're trying to do something complex, say do a visualization of some filtered data, and that filtering is quite complex, we would recommend breaking it down in smaller parts. First, forget about the visualization, just try to get that extract of the data that you're interested in. And if the filtering is complex, say there's several conditions there, again, breaking down in smaller parts. Suppose you're looking at, I don't know, women over 50 and men younger than 30 who, I don't know, smoke. So these are several conditions, and you can combine them at the end. You don't need to go for the entire thing head on. So breaking down things in smaller parts, that's the first piece of advice. And another piece of advice that I think works quite well with people that are new, especially when you're trying something new in programming, is to try what you're hoping to do with a toy example. So if you're given a data set that is actually quite large and you don't feel you have full control over it, instead what you can do is create a very small version of that data. You can make it up. It doesn't need to be representative, but a smaller version of the data that has the properties that you would like it to for the particular task that you're doing, say the filtering, and then try your algorithm there, try your programming commands there, because on a smaller example that you've designed, you know what results to expect, so you can test your code there.
Gives you an easier way to, because you know what to expect for your results, so you know if your code has worked.
Indeed. Now, what do we do when we're stuck? And everyone gets stuck with programming, right? I get stuck all the time. Do you get stuck, Minko?
Yes.
Yeah, Francis? Everyone does. So first thing to say is, don't worry. It's normal. If you don't get stuck, it means you're probably not challenging yourself enough. So what do we do when we get stuck? First thing I would recommend is probably sleep on it. And that's what many people do, professional programmers as well. If you're really stuck and you try different approaches, nothing works, forget about it. Go for a walk, get back to it, and try it again with a fresh mind. And literally sleeping also helps. So the next day, you might find the solution straight away. Of course, you can always ask for help from friends and family or from your classmates in the forums, or you can just Google your question. Because with topics like the ones we see in data science, there's a growing interest in the community about how to work with data, how to do particular data processing tasks. And I don't know if you're familiar with some discussion forums like Stack Overflow. People post there many questions at lots of different levels. It's not just advanced, it's not intermediate, it's everything.
And the community is great there because a lot of people answer your questions very quickly and they're very helpful.
And it's very, very likely that your question has already been asked, actually. That's usually the case with my questions. So, I just Google it, I find the corresponding threads in the Stack Overflow, and yay, help there. So that's great. And finally, some people have been asking about further resources, or how can we practice more with Python? Again, just to remind you that you don't need to look for many more resources. I think what is needed for the course is covered. Nevertheless, if you want to explore more things, if you're curious, one of our other teaching assistants, Patrick, has posted a thread in the general discussion forum, and there he gives you many pointers on what to do. Some ideas from there are to look at online learning platforms like DataSciMed, where you can try in-browser coding again, like we do with our Jupyter notebooks. There are many courses on Coursera that specialize on data science or specialize on Python programming. And there are also a couple of other websites that are quite useful for beginners. LearnPython.org and Code Academy. I think these are really good. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks, Areti. Now I think we should move on to some DataSciMed news and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Regulation.
Uh-huh.
And this is a very current topic because it's actually going to be implemented in 2 days on the 25th of May. And this is, if you're within the European Union, you'll know about this because this is the new law in data privacy. So its aim is to protect all European Union citizens from privacy and data breaches in today's society. And this law covers the rights of individuals to control how their personal data is collected and used. So, of course, this is very relevant for this course because, you know, health and medical data is very personal. So, yes. So, yes, and in week 5, we've got our reading on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's great. So if you want to discuss this, please go to the discussion forum.
And how about some events or conferences that people might want to look into if they're interested in precision medicine?
So if you are interested in getting more information about data science or precision medicine, and here we have some suggestions of some events or conference you might be interested to follow it. For example, there's one called Big Data in Precision Health Conference. Is in Stanford these days. So if you are interested, you can have a look. Also, there's another one called World Precision Medicine 2018, and it happened several days ago in London. You can search online and get more information of these conferences.
Yeah, I think these are like annual conferences.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've missed it this year, you can go to the one next year.
Yeah.
And for the people that are really interested in artificial intelligence, just to say that there's 2 of the biggest conferences in AI are taking place this July in Stockholm. They're called ICHCAI and ECAI, so International Joint Conference on Artificial Intelligence and European Conference on Artificial Intelligence. And actually, there's even more AI-related conferences co-located in Stockholm in July. So yeah, Stockholm is a place.
It's very lovely.
Perhaps it's also worth mentioning another event that takes place in Scotland. It's called DataFest, and it's an annual festival of data innovation, and it's organized and run by the Data Lab, who's kindly supported our course as well. So thank you, Data Lab. So it takes place, usually it's springtime. So this year was earlier in March, mid-March, I think. So just to mention it now, so you keep your eyes open in the future. I tried it a couple years ago. It was a lot of fun. So lots of people in the data science community, great speakers, and a great opportunity for networking.
Yes, because there's all these stalls and things, so you can go and talk to people.
Mm-hmm. Good. So what is next? So we're we're currently on week 4, week 4 of the course. People might be interested in how they can move on with what they're currently learning. Any suggestions?
Yes,
Francis?
absolutely. I mean, there's several ways for you to move forward from this MOOC. For example, if you want to explore data science a bit more, you can focus on a particular area of data science like machine learning or natural language processing. Or if you enjoyed the programming tasks, you can do more programming, like more advanced Python or other programming languages like R.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could go down the biology or medical route and pursue more things like genetics or molecular biology, so more fields that are more biological or medically related.
And how can people explore these areas?
Well, they can take another MOOC, or they can do other distance learning courses, for example, like the one that we have here in Edinburgh, and the distance learning program. Areti, do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Sure. So there are many available in the world.
Yes.
So this is just to say that the University of Edinburgh is also running a program to do with data science. It's called Data Science Technology and Innovation Program. And there are different, so there's MSc, postgraduate diplomas offered, or simply as continued professional development courses, so one-off courses are offered as well. So I teach a course there called Medical Informatics, and it's offered as part of the data science, MSc in data science with specialism in medical informatics. And Minkong, you've been helping out with that too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, excellent.
Yes. So lots of opportunities depending on which path you'd like to follow.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Good. I think this brings us to the end, unless there's anything else you might want to add.
No.
Okay. If we think of something else next time, this is just the first of a series of Hangouts. We'll try to have one for each session. So you'll be able to reach out to us and chat again in the next few weeks when the new session starts.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.